Sunset does strange things to the Persian desert. It is when the land is at its best, even better than dawn. I go for a walk around the village. There is a lukewarm wind blowing from the west. I start chasing a strange flute sound. My ears have become very sensitive to unimportant noises. The echo of my own foot when I walk, the sound of a waving flag, and many more that I would never hear in the city. The strange, pleasant sound is coming from a light pole, a tall pipe with several holes near its base. The light pole has become a flute in the wind. The discovery makes me feel good. My mind goes wild. Wouldn't it be great to design pipes, short pipes, thin pipes, and fat pipes as flutes to play in the wind? In the middle of the desert, at the edge of the ocean, or even on top of buildings to put life into architecture. How would it really sound? Tall flutes, short flutes, thin and fat flutes, a whole orchestra of wind instruments. The silence is immense with the sunset, a total void. I walk back toward the farmer's house. He, his wife, and 3 children are the 5 people who make the population of this place. The farmer's 2 small daughters have nothing to do. They are not saying a word, just standing with empty tin cans in their hands as toys. Sometimes they scratch some noise out of the tin cans. The 6 of us stand at the end of the alley that is the edge of the city, that is the edge of the village. These villages, spaced far apart, are hardly significant enough to give their names to this plateau. This whole spread of thousands of hectares is lazily referred to as Lot 4, I guess from the government land map of the country. It's been like this, only us living here, for the last 8 years, the farmer says. Not 8, it's been 12 years, his wife argues. She is holding the baby in her arms. We are watching the sunset at the other end of the vast stretch of desert land. Nobody is saying anything. They are silent as a matter of habit, and I am determined not to say a word. I am trying to find their relation to the passage of time, their comprehension of the moving of the hours. I am trying intellectually to analyze their understanding of time, but I am not sure I am with it. I am an outsider. I venture to break the silence. I ask the farmer about the children's ages. The bigger girl must be 5 years old, he says. No, 7 years old, and the other ones are younger, the wife says. I give up trying to comprehend their understanding of time. The mud walls are frayed on top and have many scars on their faces. Tin cans make a hollow noise when the girls rub them against these walls. How much joy will those kids have if I bring them some toys next time, I wonder? I blur my eyes, trying to see if those vacant faces can ever know a surprise. We are all standing around waiting for the sun to go down. It isn't really that they are watching the sunset. It is more like a daily ritual of burying the sun to get the day over with. No one around here would eat dinner while the sun is still up. It must be dark. Clocks do not divide the time. The sun does. It is evening for sure now. Even if one is blind, one can tell by the sound of the farmer shooing in his chickens, or the sound of the sheep flocks coming back from the hills, the sound of bells around their necks, and their own buying coming out of hungry bellies. Grazing grass is very sparse in the area, and even though they spend 18 hours a day pretending to chew, they are still hungry. It seems the day is over, I say. It's getting dark. You want some goat yogurt? The farmer asks. Give me some kerosene too, I say. I go to my room. He brings me yogurt and kerosene oil, which he pours inside the made-in-China lantern I use for general lighting. He stands around for a few more minutes and watches what I am doing, then slowly backs out of the room. After dinner, I bring my bedding outside to sleep on the roof. It already seems to be a pleasant night. The sky promises not to be as poor as the land. I read some more with my lamp and go to bed. I lose my mind in the clay forms and the Big Dipper shining among the eternal lights.